the exact locations where they were filmed.
So, for example, we would have a video, and that would be something posted on YouTube. We would then use Google Earth satellite mapping to find the exact location where this was filmed.
This is such a wealth of information, such a wealth of evidence, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's the old expression, you know, loose lips sink ships. It's very much the same thing. People say one innocent comment here, one innocent comment there. They don't think really amounts to much. But when you find all this information, you know, lots and lots of these comments, you can build a picture from it.
Bellingcat's first clues come from videos posted online a month before MH17 was shot down, when a convoy of armoured vehicles from Russia's 53rd Air Defence Brigade slips out of its base in the city of Kursk and heads towards the border with Ukraine. Who's taking the photos and the video in the first place?
Well, what you generally find is it's just civilians in the area. They see something interesting. They didn't think you'd be shooting down a civilian airliner. They just thought, oh cool, this looks interesting, I'll put it on my social media account.
One vehicle in this convoy will soon become critical in the hunt for those who shot down MH17. It's a Buck surface-to-air missile launcher. Its identification number has been partly painted over, like most Russian military vehicles sent into Ukraine to help the rebels.
We call it a 3x2 because you can see the number 3 and you can see the number 2 in the Russian video, but the middle number is obscured.
Now, where was this photograph taken?
Inside the town of Donetsk, which is separatist controlled, and this was kind of the first image we have of the missile launcher on the day.
This picture was taken in rebel territory just a few hours before MH17 was shot down. It's the same missile launcher filmed nearly a month earlier inside Russia.
So we flattened the image and we made sure the proportions were correct, so everything should be in the right position. And we overlaid it with this image, and this is from a convoy in Russia. You can see here, although the number's been painted over, the markings are actually exactly the same position. And what we have here is a rubber skirt, which has a kind of a unique pattern of damage, and we can actually compare that and show that it's the same pattern of damage. And this rubber skirt damage is like a fingerprint.
Next, Higgins and his group pinpoint what they believe to be the exact location the photo was taken, starting with the distinctive Volvo truck onto which the launcher has been loaded.
What we had was this phone number. So what we did, we found the exact location of the entrance to this yard, and we used a route finding website to calculate the fastest route from here to the next known point we had. And we followed the route along on Google Street View. It was like just driving down the road. And eventually we came to this point. And what we could do then is compare elements in this photograph to elements in the actual photograph from
the power pole, the lines, trees.
All matching in the same position. Most importantly though, the actual branches on the trees in the two images were in the same positions.
It looks like the same place. But the Russian separatists and their Kremlin masters claim all these pictures are fakes. There's only one way to find out for sure. We're heading back into war-torn eastern Ukraine to follow the path of the Buck missile launcher wherever it leads. Getting across the border into the self-declared People's Republic of Donetsk is frustrating and a sometimes dangerous journey through rebel checkpoints and ruined roads. Fierce fighting continues despite a ceasefire agreement signed by both sides. We've hidden cameras in parts of our van, but we've barely crossed the border when we hit trouble. At a Russian separatist checkpoint, we're ordered out of our van and searched. But then the gunman find one of our hidden cameras.
You turn on when you picked up because you touched the back and it goes sensitive. If you
Но она
touch
была
it,
включена точно. И чехол не для нее.
We're driven to an unmarked secret police building and placed in a holding room. Our cameras have been confiscated, but they miss one mobile phone. After several hours, we're released with a blunt warning. You know what happens to spies. But there's a more immediate problem.
I mean, there is no one on the streets right now.
It's now after 9 o'clock at night. At 10, a shoot-to-kill curfew comes into effect. And John, our security man, is worried.
They're expecting action tonight, shelling in the Orlivka and on the outskirts of Donetsk. And we'll just go through the checkpoints nice and slow.
Because, as we understand it, there is a curfew and that's less than an hour away now.
Yeah, well, we've got an hour to get as far as we can.